A.J. Brown finally back playing football. Congrats to all of you who kept the faith. 9 targets, caught 7 balls for 82 yards and a touchdown. Could have had a bigger day, but we could play woulda, shoulda, coulda with all these guys that keep continuing to disappoint. I'm not going to play that game. A.J. Brown dropped a good game. Time to get excited about good old A.J. Brown. Lev Bell released. LeVeon Bell released by the Jets. He's now a free agent. What's up, Will? What happens to Lev Bell? What's up, Mag? What's going on? What's up, Elgin? Good people, hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. What's up, Aiden? Glad to have you here. What's up, Carson? What's up, Kirk? iSong, Master Yoda. Patricio, glad to have you. Michael in the house. A clan in the house with his snacks. What do you got to eat tonight? What's up, Yoda? What's up, Tony? Lev Bell. I mean, let's talk about it. Hit the thumbs up first. Don't be rude. Wipe your feet coming in the door. But let's talk about it. Lev Bell. Lev Bell. Does he have anything left in the tank? What's up, Tabern? Glad to have you here. Does he have any gas left in the tank? I think at the right spot, he could. Like, what if he landed in New England? What if he landed in Tampa Bay and they decided to play him? I hope this doesn't happen, but I feel like Arizona could be an option, which would make that cloudy as hell. I mean, there's so many places he could land. James, I do see you, and you can ask your question. Keenan Allen needed 15 to beat me, scored 11. Nice work. Cooper Kupp, DJ Moore, and Judy for MT. I take MT if that's redraft. Is it time to give up on Drake? He scored a touchdown. He had 60 yards. They seem, even though the efficiency is not there, they seem to want to keep using him. And they refer to, and I'm in Arizona, they refer to the 3-headed monster, and they're talking about Kyler, talking about Hopkins, and talking about the running game. So they do include both Edmonds and Drake together in that. And I think they're happy, even though I know we aren't, they're happy with what's going on there in terms of, like, you know, like an example in week 1 when Drake had that first down that kind of inked the game. Was it week 1 or week 2? They're pleased with them to some respect. We aren't. We want more yards per carry. We want more targets. I get it. But no, give up on him? No, you can't give up on Drake. You got to ride it out. You can't sell high. You could maybe bench him if you picked up some good guys along the way. But a touchdown, 60 yards, give him a chance. You know, I know a lot of you are going to say, I can't give him a chance, I'm losing. But what option do you have? Put Drake on your bench and he has 125 and 2 touchdowns, and then what? You missed out on all of that, and you suffered through weeks 1 through 4. You know, I wouldn't say you suffered weeks 1 through 5. He had it. This is his second touchdown. You know, he could be doing way better. Thank you, Aiden. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I called anything yet. I mean, like, of course, I think A.J. Brown will become something amazing here this year. He'll develop this year, but, you know, 80 yards and a touchdown's a good start. I wouldn't say we're there yet. Let's get some more production, A.J. Trade Landry and Freeman for Boyd. I would. You waited too long trading for A.J. Brown. Yeah, you can't get him now. Hey, Smitty, wipe your feet all. Thank you, Juju. Should I trade Mike Davis for Metcalf? Of course you should go get Metcalf, bro. Mike Davis has a shelf life, and he's playing great and out of his mind, but so is DK. But DK's cemented in, minus, you know, any kind of injury. Saklan with the super. I love you, bro. Just wanted to stop here, wipe my feet, drop a like, and a super chat. Picking up Dolphins D and Dan Bailey for streaming. Yeah, I pick up the Dolphins D this week. Don't they play the Jets this week? Let me get my I'm on week 6 right now in my mind, so I believe they play the Jets. Schedule? No, because I don't memorize everything heading into the next week. I do have to actually get myself out of the week 6 mind frame. But I believe they do play. No, who do they play? Who do they play? Who's Miami play? No, they have a bye next week. Then they play the Jets. Don't they? What do they play? Miami's got a bye in week 7. No, week 6. What am I doing? Pulling up the wrong week. Miami. They do play the Jets. I knew it. I was in the wrong week. Week 6, Smitty. You're going ahead. It's not week 7 yet, bro. It's week 6. 6 is the number. I'm looking at week 7 already. You can tell I'm so on projections and all this stuff that takes up my time during the season that I forget what week it is. I'm like Tom Brady. What week are we in? I thought we were in week 6. I'm Tom Brady of streaming right now. Dak for the year. Yeah, Dak, man. Sorry, bro. What can you do at quarterback? Spit something out. We'll try and help you. Hey, Smitty, thanks for the advice to start Claypool. Atta baby Juju. Did I tell you to start Claypool? I have so many questions that come my way. I don't even remember, bro. Yeah, big dog. I know that now. I know that by now, big dog. I figured that out when I went like this. Thoughts on Amari rest of season? Watch my week 6 buy low video, bro. I attacked that pretty hardcore, and I pretty much paint a bleak picture for Amari Cooper. Lev Bell to the Steelers or Seattle or Buffalo. What do you think, Smitty? Oh, man. Seattle would be devastating for all you Carson owners, but what if I told you to stay away from Carson anyway? Steelers would be devastating for Connor. And I don't know. I'm like, let me look at all the teams here. I'm going to tell you who I envision him going to. Okay. Tampa might look at him. Tampa might look. Give him a little look-see. Give him a little test drive. Little look-see poo. Tampa might give him a little look-see poo. Arizona Cardinals, I wouldn't be shocked if they brought in Lev Bell. They bring in Emmitt Smith at the end of his career. They bring in all the big dogs. Kurt Warner. They bring in DeAndre Hopkins. Like, the amount of big-name players. Now, some of those guys have been playing elite with the Cardinals. They weren't completely dropped off. I mean, Kurt Warner was amazing for the Cardinals. Hopkins is absolutely fantastic and will be for a couple years. But Emmett came in. Adrian Peterson came in. I mean, why not Lev Bell? Adrian Peterson, Emmitt Smith, Lev Bell. They're all going to play for the Cardinals at some point. I kind of feel like it's going to happen. And then, I'm going to be devastated for Drake owners and myself. I mean, I own Drake in a ton of leagues. Let's see. Dolphins. Where's my music? Dolphins. Who knows? He could go there, sure. Indy, no. Cincy, no. Detroit, probably not. Jacksonville, no. They're very happy with James Robinson. They love the guy. Minnesota, no. They're not that worried about Cook. Atlanta, no. Probably not. Washington, no. They like Gibson. New York could bring him in. Baltimore, no. Philly, they like running back by committees. Let's be honest. I mean, my initial reaction was no, they don't need him. But I'm not answering that question of what I think. I'm answering the question based on where I think he could go. That means coaches have something to say about this, and they know how to screw it up. Cleveland, probably not. They're happy with Hunt. Pittsburgh, I could see it happening because of the history there. But I'm sure they're plenty happy with Connor, but Connor gets hurt. They might be thinking, what, we're doing well. We're 4-0. Let's bring in a running back that can secure us a running game no matter what happens to Connor, because Connor gets banged up. I'd say Pittsburgh is a front runner right now. Houston, no. Tennessee, no. Denver, no. New England, I could see it happening. Pittsburgh, New England. What else did I say? Miami. Don't think they're going to do it. Tampa. And Arizona. I feel like those, Buffalo could be, but I feel like it's going to be one of those, but you could include Buffalo in there. It's going to be one of those teams. Teams on the bye were, see. Teams on a bye, Raiders, no. Saints, no. Chargers, maybe. Maybe the Chargers bring them in. They're doing well. I could see them in a Charger uniform. Put Chargers in there. Seattle, probably not Seattle, but you never know. Those are my top guesses, and you guys tell me what you think. Chargers would be interesting. Chiefs, no way. They love Clyde. I don't care how many of you new Clyde haters are out there emerging by the day. They're plenty happy with Clyde. You guys are just judging it based on your fantasy team. Clyde fits perfectly. They're playing, they're not worried. They're not worried. He fits absolutely perfect. It's not going to happen. You don't draft a guy in the first round who's playing well, who has 2 130-yard total yard games so far as a rookie that's learning the most complex offense in the world, and you're disappointed. You're not disappointed. It's crazy talk. Smitty, Stafford, and Kenny G. I don't worry about stacking Stafford. I worry about drafting Kenny G. Kenny Galladay is a top 5 to 8 wide receiver. Look how tired I look. I'm on like 4 hours of sleep. But I don't go after Stafford to get a stack. Like, no, it's not appealing to me. Like, do I want a Kyler Murray Hopkins stack? Do I want a A-Rod and Adams stack? MT and Breeze. I think Breeze bounces back a little once MT's back. Like, yeah, those are stacks to go after. But Stafford? No. I mean, Stafford's okay. His schedule, I think, is pretty decent moving forward, but I'm not, worried about stacking. So, A.J. Brown, 82 yards and a touchdown on 9 targets. The boy is ready to ball. Get ready for top 10 wide receiver numbers. Pretty easy moving forward. We have this little number right here. The NFL has tightened its close contact exposure COVID-19 rules, saying any player or staff member with close contact with a positive individual must be isolated for at least 5 days, even if the person is negative and remains asymptomatic. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because it's going to potentially put a lot of players on the sideline for a game. And the thinking we all had going into this COVID-19 BS was that if a player tested positive, like Zeke, they'd be in the clear. Not the case. If Zeke, just because he's had COVID-19, I can almost guarantee, I can't 100% guarantee, but I can almost guarantee that because you could potentially, it's very unlikely, but you could potentially catch COVID-19 again. You're going to see teams say that they're going to put people on in that 5-day period, even if they've already contracted COVID-19. I almost bet that if Zeke was to be near somebody, close contact with somebody with COVID-19, Zeke would be in quarantine for 5 days because they just don't know enough about COVID-19. It could be a situation where you could still carry or pass it on. You could still, maybe you don't get infected, maybe you don't show symptoms, maybe a lot of people start getting it again later. We don't know. It's still very new. This is like January, February that we've really dug into what COVID-19 is, how it's morphing into whatever different strain it could morph in. Like, we don't know. No one knows anything. I don't know anything. I'm speaking out the side of my arse right now because I don't know. But I do think that if a guy like Zeke were to get it, or be near somebody that had it, he would be out again. And so this is a really important thing to keep in mind. And depth has never been more important in fantasy football because anybody can go down. Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott are so important. Madison and Cook are the most important handcuffed in fantasy football. You should be downright ashamed of yourself right now and take a lap immediately if you honestly drafted Dalvin Cook and you didn't listen and pay the ultimate price, whatever you had to pay, reach 2 rounds early if you had to get Madison to cuff to Dalvin Cook, because Madison almost doesn't miss a beat. This isn't if I can cuff him, that's cool. And if I can, I'm not much into handcuffs. I'm not that big of handcuffs. So I don't really need to handcuff. That's not the case. This is not a handcuff. This is a super handcuff. Madison's a super handcuff. Lat Murray's a super handcuff. Nick Chubb is a super handcuff to Kareem Hunt. And Edmonds is he was like on the verge of being a super handcuff to Drake, which we now will probably all agree in hindsight he was for sure a super handcuff. All right, Derek, I got these super chats. Here we go. We're doing it live. Super chat. Okay, here we go. Fitzpatrick, Tannehill, Minshew, Dalton. Which two would you pick up if you lost Dak? In order, I'm going to go Tannehill, Fitzpatrick, Dalton. Now, Fitzpatrick may have potentially more value, but the bottom line is we've seen Fitzpatrick come in, be magical, Fitzmagic, and then completely drop off. Patricio with the 20 spot. Patricio, take a lap for being
take
amazing. I'll get to your super chat. I got to go in order. I do not discriminate based on value or order these things based on dollar value. Patricio, so you're coming up next. I thank you based on dollar. I'm going to give you another super.
Take a lap.
Give me another lap, bro.
Take a lap.
Patricio keeping the lights on. Where was I? Brandon with the super. Thank you, Brandon. What was I talking about? What was I even talking about? See, Patricio, you're so amazing. You knocked me off course. Fitzmagic. We've seen Fitzmagic come in and be magical. And then, it is 20 pesos. That's okay. It's still amazing. Thank you, Patricio. We've seen him come in. What's a peso equal? What's a peso equal? I don't even know. Somebody convert that for me so I know what I'm looking at. Fitzpatrick has a very likelihood of not being in the lineup by week 10 or 11. You know? So at least Tannehill's for sure. He's solid. So I go Tannehill, Fitzpatrick, Minshew if I had to rank those. About two. It's all right. It's okay. I didn't see the pesos. I was like, I saw that right there. I'm like, oh! It's okay, man. Every bit counts, and Patricio's a beast super chatter here. Okay, where am I at? Where was that? Connor and DJ Moore for D. Adams. Connor and DJ Moore. You got to go D. Adams if you're. I'm going D. Adams. I feel like you can get something on your bench to step up. Alfredo, thank you for the super chat. Lost Dak. I'm 6 on the waiver wire. Dalton, Fitz, Cousins, Minshew. I go in order Fitzpatrick, even though he could be out of the lineup by week 10. Then I go Minshew, then Cousins, and Dalton. I'm not sure I believe in Dalton just yet. Where was that? Okay, want to get rid of Amari, which are some big wide receivers. So Amari Cooper is going to be tough to get rid of. People are going to be freaking out. But you could have got A.J. Brown, but probably not anymore. He's definitely a buy low every single week. I think I might go after Godwin. You might have to give up a tad more. I would go after George Kittle hurt. I would go after a lot of players. I go after a QB upgrade using Amari. Get crafty, and you can probably get rid of him at the right price. But if you try and trade him 1-for-1, you're not going to pull it off. Do a double trade. Superflex lost Dak, but God, a lot of you guys lost Dak. I'm sorry. I hate to hear this, man. I hate to hear it. Riff with a super. iSong. Thank you, Riff. iSong's question is A-Rod. Okay, so you got A-Rod, Kelsey, Parker, Swift. For Keenan Allen, Ekeler, KC fan has Lamar and doesn't want it. What I'm seeing if he'll take Kelsey for Lamar. I take Lamar for Kelsey. I'd do that. So if he does that, I would do it. Okay, so your other one is A-Rod. Parker and Swift for Keenan Allen and Ekeler. Parker and Swift for Keenan Allen and Ekeler. I take Keenan Allen and Ekeler. You know, Swift could come around, but I think I'd take Keenan Allen and Ekeler. But Ekeler is tough because there's some reports that his injury is way bigger than people let on. But then again, we don't know what's true. It may not be. We need to hear something concrete on that. Offered A-Rob and Madison for Hopkins. You're not going to get that, but I would definitely take Hopkins. I would take Adams or Hopkins, so I would definitely do that trade if you can. Losing to the losing Cook team. Madison's only likely going to play one game in week 6, and then they're going to have a bye week, and then you're going to probably see Cook back on the field. But you could try and sell high. I mean, I think the Cook owner is probably upset he didn't cuff him. So, yeah, I'd probably look to do that. I'm usually a big fan of the biggest name player in the trade. So if you're doing a 2-for-1 and you're getting, you know, by far, not like barely, but by far the biggest player in the deal, I usually like that giving away 2 for 1. You're a Cards fan, PPR. I have Drake and Edmonds. Who the hell do you start? Matt Ryan killing me. Might bench him. I see Tannehill, Dalton, and Big Ben on the waiver wire. I assume Riff. I would take Tannehill. Then I'd take Big Ben, then I'd take Dalton in that order, and I would start Tanny over Matt Ryan any week Tanny's on the field. Now, as far as Drake and Edmonds, you could kind of go safe with Edmonds or high risk, high reward with Drake at this point. I think Edmonds is going to get enough work that he's going to be safe. But Drake, I still think I'd start Drake if it's me. You've ridden it this long, and if you're going to jump off this wave thinking it's going to completely crash, and let's say it spikes back up, gains more momentum, and the dude has 150 and 2 touchdowns, you're going to feel like you got kicked in the nads like 5 times in a row, because not only did you endure the bust potential that this guy has been dropping, and you're scared to death, and you're enduring the pain, you're getting kicked in the nads already, kind of little swift kicks each week. Little tiny ones, little taps, little toe taps right in the nuts, man, over and over. And then the big whopping swift monster kick right to your sack if Drake is on your bench and he drops 150 and 2. You're gonna scream, you're gonna hate Drake, you're not gonna enjoy any part of his breakout. I don't know that I could handle that. I don't know that I could muster that until he gets like benched and they say we're starting Edmonds. I don't think I could do it. I wouldn't want to hold him and just be like, damn, you know, I couldn't enjoy any of that breakout game. None of it. Ryan with the super. Ryan, if you got a question, post it. Thank you. Hold CEH. Definitely hold Clyde. Will Smitty, is Clyde the Glide a bust? No. Stop asking those questions, and hit the like if you're hit the like. I'm so tired. I can't even talk. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Wipe your feet at the door. Hold Clyde. What? How is Clyde a bust? Oh my god. Let me pull up the game log. This is frustrating. Traded for Scary Terry. Thoughts on the rest of the year? I like Scary Terry. I think, you know, questionable quarterback situation constantly, but McLaurin, let's pull up McLaurin too. Scary Terry McLaurin, who has a very questionable quarterback situation. Although if Alex Smith can play well, and you know, it's tough to know if he was ready. He's a third string quarterback that's now vaulted right into the lineup. We'll have to see how ready he really is. But what was the other question? Oh, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Lottie boy. Okay, let's add up. I'm gonna do some mathematics right now. 138 plus 38 plus 64 plus 64 plus 40 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multiplied by 16. Clyde is on pace. Clyde's on pace for 1,100 rushing yards, people. I know the touchdowns aren't there, but he had a touchdown called back last week when Travis Kelce decided to get rough, running across the middle in the end zone and picking off players, and it had nothing to do with the play. Clyde Boy would have had his second touchdown. Clyde is on pace for 6 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3 divided by 5 multiplied times 6 extrapolated out 64. I didn't realize there was stuff in my way. 64 receptions. So, he's on pace for 64 receptions, 1,100 yards. How many receiving yards? 32 plus 70 plus 27 plus 40 divided by 5 times 16 extrapolated out 257. Not a super high number, as high as I was expecting to have like a... Where's my sounds? Let's do that math again. See if I'm right. 32 plus 70 plus 27 plus 40. 100. What? 40 plus 27 plus 70 plus 32 divided by 5 times 16 is a whopping... Whoa. Did I do the math wrong the first time? 32 plus 70 plus 27 plus 40 divided by 5 times 16. Oh, that's 540. I did the math wrong. I did the math wrong. Who in here noticed? I'm looking at the chat. Okay, so Clyde Boy, this is interesting. We're doing this live. If I'm doing the math wrong at all, let me know. We're doing this live. I'll get to the super chats in 1 second, guys. Sorry if I'm behind. Okay. So, bear with me on this, okay? 138 plus 38 plus 64 plus 64 plus 40 is 344. Divided by 5 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extrapolate that data out. 1,100 yards rushing. Okay, this is for all you in the back. They keep saying, should I give up on Clyde Edwards-Helaire? 1,100 plus yards rushing pace. Thumb up the video. It helps Smitty. Thank you. I appreciate it. MT, I'm going to get your super chat in 1 second. He's on pace for 1,100 plus rushing yards. Okay? This is so interesting because I hadn't actually calculated this until right now. All right. So now Clyde Boy, we're going to take his receiving. 32 plus 70 plus 27 plus 40 plus is 0. Even though we don't need to do that, I'm just going to show you. 0 in week 1 divided by 5 multiplied by 16 is 540 yards. For a whopping total of 1,640. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is on pace for 1,640 yards. And you guys are complaining. 1,640 yards. Come on. Okay, so 1,600 total yard pace. How many receptions did I say? He's had 6 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3 divided by 5 times 16. Extrapolate that out for a total of... That's not right. 6 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3 divided by 5 times 16 is 54. I thought we had 60. Smitty needs to go back to school. Get his mathematics degree. 3 plus 3... Oh, clear this calculator out. 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6 divided by 5 times 16. It's such simple math, too. 54. 54. And 54 receptions. Clyde is on pace for 1,640 total yards and 54 receptions. And you guys are complaining about him. I actually have people in the live constantly that say, is Clyde a bust? Should we get rid of Clyde? So who said that? I'm not trying to rip on you. I just want whoever asked me that question, who was it? Speak up. I'm not gonna tear you apart. I can't see you under all my graphics. I want you to step forward. Anybody that thinks Clyde is a bust, step forward. And honestly tell me, did you think he was on pace for this? Did you think he was on pace for this? Drake is Edmonds will take over. He could. It was me. Okay, Will, I'm not going at you hardcore here. I just want to know, like, honestly, did he feel? He probably didn't, because I didn't even know he was on this pace. So you can be honest here. 1,640 total yards and 54 receptions. You're trolling. That's okay. Who said he's trash? Here, we'll shift the blame over to Mag. Mag, what's wrong with 1,640 total yards and 54 receptions? The only thing missing is touchdowns. He had a bunch of goal line opportunities that were not his fault. He's a shifty guy in week 1. We had a touchdown last week called back because of Travis Kelce. This is crazy. These stats are unbelievable. And it's more unbelievable that people think he's busted. Okay, let's clear all this out and get to the Super Chats. I like Scary Terry Xavier. I think he could be an elite wide receiver 3, but maybe potential wide receiver 2 moving forward. Thank you for being a good sport, Will. I don't mind you trolling. I said what? Do you really think Clyde's trash, Mag? Step up, bro. Clyde is a freak. Anyone says otherwise isn't watching football. MT, I agree. He's on pace for 1,640 yards and 54 touchdowns. It's crazy. Nick says touchdowns matter. Even if he didn't score those touchdowns, bro, I'm not saying he won't. He's a touchdown machine. He has a nose for the end zone and proved that in college. And they leaned on him heavily all over the field, and especially in the fourth quarter as he danced around the elite college football defenders that were drafted in the first round and ran circles around them. I have no doubt that the touchdowns are going to be there for him. No doubt. Okay, let's get to these Super Chats that I've completely missed. Brandon, thank you for the Super Chat. Brandon, you're on the screen in the queue. MT, thank you for the Super Chat. You were on the screen and in the queue. Ryan, thank you for the Super Chat. You are on screen in the queue. And I think, Brian, thank you again for the Super Chat. If you got a question, post it. I think I'm caught up. Oh, it was Will. Will even said it in a Super Chat. He's trolling in a Super Chat. I appreciate it, Will. Thank you, Wilbur. Okay, let's answer these. So Clyde is not... he's going to be fine. Hit the thumbs up on your way in. Sanders, Lockett for Jacobs, Boyd. How did I do? Sanders and Lockett for Jacobs and Boyd. Bro, that's like, give me 250s and I'll give you a $100 bill. That's how I think you did. I think it's pretty even, Steven, bro. I probably would take Jacobs and Boyd, to be honest. So, I think you did good, but it is very, very arguable. You could argue that all day long. But I would take Jacobs. I don't like Sanders as much as everybody else. He does have upside and appeal. He does have a lot of talent. But my concern has been, will they give him enough work? Will they give him workhorse type carries, which is where everybody was drafting him? My problem was his draft value, not his talent level. Because his draft value was higher than I would have liked. So Lockett, I like Boyd probably I like Lockett probably a little better than Boyd. I like Boyd better than Lockett. I like Lockett better than Boyd. Wait, the wind's blowing this way. It's literally like the way the wind blows. I could answer that question. Lev Bell will be in KC by Friday. I'll bet you take a live lap or I'll do a $30 super chat. They already were in trade talks with New York before the cut. MT, it will be quite interesting if that happens. I will be devastated. I'll take a live lap on my show if that happens. I don't think they'll do that. I really don't. I don't know why you would. I mean, I guess it depends on how cheap they could get him. And I guess if Bell wanted a championship and he would play for like literally the lowest amount of money, like he would pass up bigger money opportunities to play with the Kansas City Chiefs. And based on his decision making, not to judge someone for playing for the wins or whatever versus money. I mean, my hat's off to him if he's gonna do that. But based on his judgment and what he's done in the past with his contract stuff, he's hard to predict. Is what I'll say on that. I can't predict what Lev Bell is gonna do. So would it be a good football move for Kansas City to bring in Lev Bell? You know, maybe not though, because it could mess with the the meshing of that team. And again, it's a very complex system. I just think it would be a bad move. All around fantasy wise, obviously, but I don't know that it makes them. It's going to be confusing. It's going to be tough for them to jive and get things going. They believe in Clyde. They want to give him the football. Clyde's on pace for 1,600 plus yards total and 54 receptions. I told everybody he'd sleepwalk into 65 65 receptions on the year, and I think he's on his way to that. Chris with a super chat. Thank you. MT, thank you for the super chat, young man. And I will take my lap if I'm wrong on that. Carson will have more points than Clyde end of the season. All right, Chris. You're on. You're on, Chris. Who to drop for Claypool? Tannehill, Zach Moss, Damian Harris. Probably Zach Moss for right now. I mean, you're in a situation where you could pick up Claypool. If you need him at all. Moss isn't doing anything yet. I would definitely keep an eye on Moss though. Keep him on your watch list, bro. Because I think people are giving up on him. That's fine, and I can understand why if you're in a smaller league. MT, did I answer? Yeah, I think I got MT's question. I think I'm caught up. Okay, Brandon with the super. Thank you, Brandon. I have Cook. I have Madison, Austin Ekeler, and Akers. Man, you lost Cook. Well, Cook's only out of game probably, but you lost Cook and Austin Ekeler. It sucks. My running backs have Calvin Ridley, Robert Woods, Chenault at wide receiver. Should I trade Woods for David Montgomery and move Ekeler for a high-end wide receiver? If you can move Ekeler for a high-end wide receiver, I would do that, bro. Bell to Chicago, most obvious, says Mag. Chiefs or Eagles make sense. I don't think the Chiefs make. I mean, guys, usually I'm like open-minded to like just answering a question from like a football move perspective. That's why I said Arizona. I could see Arizona bringing in Lev Bell. They brought in Emmett. They brought in AP, all at the end of their careers. I could see the Cardinals doing that. So I'm not like biased against like because I don't want it for a certain player. I'm telling you honestly, I don't think the Chiefs would want to mess with that. But I could be wrong. It could be such a cheap price tag. Lev Bell could be like, I don't care about money. I want to win a championship. And he definitely could to the Niners. I mean, I could kind of see that, I guess. Brandon, I would probably trade Woods for a different... I'd probably keep Woods over man, that's an even swap. That's kind of even, bro. My question would be, rather than make two trades, why not just trade Ekeler for a high-end or a running back? Trade Ekeler for a running back. You could maybe get, Drake on the way out the door from that owner and send him Ekeler, who he can, hope that comes back later. I'd probably go that direction. I suppose you could go get Monty, and if you could trade Ekeler for like a Diggs, probably not anymore. Diggs was a great buy low. He was one of my go get wide receivers before, the last couple weeks. So right at this point, I don't think you can get Diggs anymore. You can maybe get. Let me pull up my rankings and see if I can come up with a couple names for you. You could probably go get A.J. Brown's now out. Chark. You can maybe go get Chark using Ekeler. You can maybe get Godwin if you gave up a tiny bit more. You can maybe get McLaurin. You can maybe get Juju. You can maybe get DJ Moore. I like DJ Moore a lot more than people. I definitely was out on AJ Moore or DJ Moore at the value everybody was scooping this guy up at in August and September because people were overdrafting him. But right now, because everything shifts and changes and you adapt and adjust, and now I like DJ Moore's value because you're getting him so much cheaper, like equivalent to like 2 rounds worth of value drop. So I'm okay with going and getting DJ Moore for Ekeler. I think if you cut your losses with Ekeler in case this injury is way, way, way worse than we think, which it could be, and I've heard it could be, getting a DJ Moore is pretty good. Miami makes the most sense. Gaskin only averaged 3 yards a carry. They use him a ton. Yeah, Miami does make some sense, and Miami is actually, let's talk about this for a second. Our natural reaction would be, no, Miami, why would they even think about paying? They're not in a win now mode. They're 2-3. The defense looks pretty good. They're playing the Jets next week, ironically. Wouldn't that be a story? Dolphins signed Bell, and he plays against the Jets. I don't think he'll even have enough time. And with COVID, who knows if there's all kinds of quarantine things. I don't know. But that would be quite the story. But if the Dolphins come out 3-3 and they've got this chance to take Lev Bell, maybe they do it. Maybe they think they can win now. I don't think they can, but maybe they think they can. All that matters is what they think. Yeah, Nick, this is what I heard. He tore it off the bone. Let me see if I can get confirmation on a news report here. Let me go to a news wire and try and confirm that his hamstring tore off the bone. Ekeler, if it tore off the bone, I don't know why. If that's true, I'm reading this report here. I don't see any, evidence on a couple of very trusted news wires. I've heard that from several people, and heard it from people that had heard it from people that had heard it, people that had heard him say it on a live. Somebody find me footage of him saying that on the live stream. But if Ekeler did in fact tear the hamstring off the bone, which I'm trying to imagine where that even is on the what part of that would be. Send that to me, and I'll put it up on the screen. Somebody email me a news clip of that, or a screenshot of a tweet or whatever, and I'll go looking for it. Thanks, Riff, for the super chat. I appreciate you. I don't think I missed any super chats. Chris, thank you again. Chris, thank you. Chris H. Thank you, Jake. Okay, let me answer some of these questions. By the knee. AJ Brown owners wouldn't do that, but try, says Carson. You chose Sutton over Chark in your keeper league. I'd much rather have Chark, but that's me, bro. Chris M says, won this week because of your advice. You told me to start Herbert over Goff. Thanks, man. You bet, bro. Herbert looks good. Herbert, hold on. Chris M, I want to thank you for Chris M. I want to thank you for starting Herbert in your league, because Herbert is the man. Are we looking with Herbert? Are we looking at a guy that could potentially have very little bumps in the road on a rookie year? Like, this would be like a rookie of the, I mean, this guy's crazy. This guy is having a phenomenal. Let me pull up his stats. Herbert. Look at these numbers. Are we looking at a guy that could have very little bumps in the road? Because his schedule is pretty darn good. Let's take a screenshot of that son of a bee. Drop that right into the live. We're doing it live. Look at this. This is Herbert. This is the guy we call Hubert. Hubert. Look at Hubert's numbers. 311. Now, granted, he had some, he had a pretty decent week 3 despite, the 1 TD and interception. But even in week 2, his first game, he had 311, 1-1. He still had the rushing touchdown. So if you take a look at only his week 3 performance, is the only one that was kind of weak-ish, and he still had 300 yards. So 290 and 3 in week 4 against the Bucks, a good defense. And look at this week 5 outing, man. 4 TDs, 264. Just a beast, man. I just wonder. I don't know if it's gonna have a lot of bumps in the road. I mean, Denver, the Raiders, Miami's pretty decent right now. The Jets, the Bills can be scored on. Atlanta, the Raiders, Denver. I don't know, man. He could have a really good season. I'm liking Herbert. .58 completion percentage. He's a 72 completion percentage, bro. Overall, I mean, you could look at 58 one game, but you got to look at the big picture, bro. Here's the big picture. Hubert, you got to look at the whole. When you're looking at Hubert, you got to look at all of it. You got to look at everything. This is Hubert's full game log, or career stat for the NFL. His career stats, bro, already 3 games, technically. 72% completion percentage, not 58. That was 1 week. A week he had 4 TDs, and that's not even updated from this week. So that's actually going to be a tad bit lower. Why don't they have it updated? 3 games. It's 4 games. Stupid. Update your stats, Roto World. I'm doing this live, bro. How long has Smitty been on? Too long, big timer. 48 minutes. About an hour. Do I look like I'm that tired? Start Herbert over Cam for the remainder of the season. I don't know about that. Lou. I like Cam a lot still. But maybe. I think maybe I'd go matchups on that. Doobie. What's up, Doobie? Doobie in the building, bro. I trade away. Doobie's one of my longest, followers from sleeperu.com. I trade away McLaurin and Gaskin for Galladay and DJ Moore all day long. I agree, Doobie. Doobie also says CeeDee Lamb over Claypool rest of season. I agree, CeeDee Lamb. I do like CeeDee Lamb over Claypool. I like Claypool a lot, but I got the notification via email, but they're doing some kind of weird, random thing. Sorry, big timer. How long can someone buy Amari if the owner is desperate? Well, I think Amari's going to have a spotty year, bro, moving forward. So I think you'll have plenty of opportunity to buy low on him because I think he'll be inconsistent. But That's me. I could be wrong. Smitty, I have Madison. What could I get for him from a desperate 1-4 team? I don't know, man, because like I'll be honest with you. If you came to me and said, "Hey, you want Madison?" I love Madison. I'm like one of the bigger buyers of a Madison, you know. I'm not going to give you what you think you're going to get for a guy that's going to play one game, and then I'm expecting fully that Cook will be back after the bye week and be on the field in week 8. So, like, if you think you're going to come get an A-Rob or an A.J. Brown or, you know, no, you're not going to get that. But what you do is package them with something else. The best way to a deal you shouldn't get is to make it confusing. The more players and more emotions you can pull out of somebody, the more likely that person is going to trade them. Like this. So, if we go Madison, on one side, can you even read that? You can't read that. Hold on. Let's go to the board. Let's go to the board. I should have erased that. That's probably going to dry up. Let's scoot the chair back in. Okay. So. Yeah, way to go, Smitty. Hope you like that. Hope. Sweet. Yeah. Cool. Right. Right on. Oh, man. We're doing it live. All right. Big timer takeover. I'm gonna go get a wet paper towel. We're back, okay. All right. The moment we've been all waiting for. Will water do the trick? Oh, yeah, like butter. Like butter. Kind of. Yeah, that's not coming off all the way. That's all right. That's okay. That's okay. We'll be fine. The good news. Good news is we got more. We got more boards. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is actually temporary. So, oh, that's coming off actually. Kinda. Keep saying that. I keep lying to you. Okay. Whatever. That'll do it for now. Son of a bitch. I'm halfway pretending that I don't care, but I'm halfway mad. Where were we at? Madison. Computer studio off. Computer studio on. That's worse. Computer studio off. Son of a bitch. Can't read anything now. Miss Minnie. marker. Okay. Madison. If you're going to trade Madison into this down below, color that in so you can see it. Make as much noise as possible. See if Miss Smitty wakes up and yells at us. You can't go get. Let me throw out a receiver. Let's throw out a receiver. Let's say we want to go get who's struggling. Godwin. Godwin's hurt. His owners are mad. Joe, you're in the way. I gotta move you. How do you pull this off? You can't get anything for just Madison. But let's say you have Mike Davis. Or no, we're using a running back. Let's say we'll use a wide receiver. Let's say you have, let's see, Woods, Boyd, Cup, Fuller. Fuller's kind of going off. If you could trade Fuller, I bet you could do Fuller. You could do a Fuller. Fuller. Fuller and Madison for Godwin. You could probably pull that off. I bet you could. You could put your mind to anything. You could do it. Okay. Let's say we go Woods. Let's say Bobby Trees. I like the 0. Robert Woods. So Woods and Madison for Godwin. You could do that if you wanted to wait on Godwin. If that's too costly for you, you're not a believer in Godwin. You could probably go after Kenny Golladay maybe. Doing this, Bobby Trees, Madison for Kenny Golladay. So let's try this. I picture when I was a little kid and I was like, when I was coloring, I'm like, okay, that you can pull off. I think you can pull that off. Another good player to sell right now in the same context and style is Mike Davis, who I love, but so send Mike Davis packing for similar type approaches. So you could get Godwin or Golladay. So, or, not both. But when you start off with the player you're seeking out to get, so whether it's Godwin or whether it's Golladay, and you're trying to trade Mike Davis away, you're probably going to have to add to it. So Mike Davis alone probably won't get it done, but your starting point is bigger than your end point's bigger than your starting point, so you know which side needs to be, added to. If you're giving away the bigger name player, then you know you need to get more than one player. you're targeting a player that's lower than the guy you're giving away, you need to add multiple. So it kind of just depends on what avenue you're going. If you're giving away the smaller player, you're going to have to give up more. But Mike Davis and Fuller would probably get it done for either Golladay or Godwin. Now, you might say, I wouldn't do that. Well, I mean, I would if you know that Mike Davis has a shelf life. Okay, thank you, JD, for the super chat. I couldn't really read your comments yet. The horror movie. Horror movie. What's going on, Petty? Claypool's slow, bro. He doesn't look slow to me. All right, speed round. I'm gonna make it a short. Make it a short show tonight. We're gonna do a 1 hour show, so I'm on my way out the door. If you super chat, I will start the music over again. You know the drill. So boom, hit me with it. Speed round. Had Madison last year when Cook went down. He was underwhelming. Don't worry, he's overwhelming this year. I think my super chat glitched. JD, post your question real quick, and I'll look for your question. DJ Chark, what do we do with him? You start him when he's back, bro. Don't worry about Chark. He had 2 TDs right before he went down. Vikings were stupid not to kick a field goal. You all positive on Dalton? No, not like super pumped about Dalton, bro. Not that much. Rate the trade. I got A-Rod and A.J. Brown for Brady and Hendy. A-Rod and A.J. Brown. I love that trade. Fantastic. Cooper and Gurley for Aaron Jones. In a heartbeat, I'd take Aaron Jones. Alec for Julio, rest of season. Wide receiver 1, to high-end, super high-end wide receiver 2 numbers, assuming he gets healthy, and we don't know that he fully will be, but I'd definitely take the chance at, buy low value. Are there any players I should trade DK Metcalf for? Probably, I would say, you trade him for, a combo. You trade him for, a Godwin and somebody. You trade him for, if you had to make a trade. Mike Thomas straight up. You could do that. I'm not saying I would do that in every scenario. Context matters, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. Christian McCaffrey. I would try aiming for a big name dude. Would you trade Adams for Clyde Edwards-Helaire? I love Clyde, but I think it depends on your team build on that one. Because I think that Clyde, if I'm drafting today, would be top 10. But so would Adams. So it kind of depends on your team need. Adams could be a top 7 to 10 overall pick right now. I think he could really have that big of a year. Okay, I'm out of here. No super chats. I got to end the show. I appreciate you, JT, for Metcalf. I'd rather have Metcalf. Just Robinson for Kittle. James Robinson for Kittle, you mean? I'd rather have James Robinson if I need the running back. Peace out, everybody. I appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up on your way out the door. And remember, when this video... Well, we got 243 in the room. How do I leave with 243 in the room? I don't, do I? I don't, do I? Let me stay a little longer. Hit me with some questions. Hit me with some questions. I'm going to do some housekeeping real quick here. Okay, I'll stay a little longer. I got 243 in the room. I can't leave yet. Anyone in the chat, Higgins, A-Rob, and Freeman for Adams and Montgomery? Higgins, A-Rob, and Freeman for Adams. I'd do that for Adams alone. You're going to get Montgomery too. That's a crazy, crazy deal. Tannehill, the GOAT. Not quite Goose, but we like him. Great show as usual. Smitty, thank you. Doobie traded Mike Davis and A.J. Brown, Will Fuller, and J.K. Dobbins. So Mike Davis for A.J. Brown, Fuller, and Dobbins. I like that because Mike Davis is going to have a short shelf life. Hit the like with 243. What I was going to tell you is that once the video posts to YouTube, because right now it's live, it's not, it'll eventually get processed. It'll take about maybe 10, 15 minutes. Maybe it does it right away. Depends. And once it posts on there, it has all the live chat stuff. Like right now we have, 730 comments so far. But it'll actually post with 0 comments, and you can ask a question, and I usually get back to everybody that posts super quick. Like the first day or two of posting questions and comments, I will answer. So make sure you take advantage of that. And it helps the engagement for my channel, which ultimately grows the channel. So that's why I'm super active. Not that I don't love to help you, but you just know you can get a hold of me through a comment. 232 in the room. Hit the thumbs up on your way in or out the door. Smitty, what do you think will happen with Fournette's value rest of season? I think Fournette has the potential to kind of pop back up and be, running back 2 relevant, but he's been such a disappointment his whole career. I don't know why he's going to all of a sudden, impress me and be consistent. I just feel like he's the definition of risk. It's only 10:45 in AZ, bro. I know. Trade Jacobs for Derrick Henry. I would rather have... God, that's close. They're kind of even for me, bro. Buy low on Chark, absolutely. What about Amari Cooper? I sell high if you can. I worry about Dalton. I worry about his head games that dude's going to have with himself moving forward. And CeeDee Lamb's the number 1 there. He knows that. MT says, Smitty does answer those early comments every time. Thank you, MT. I try my best. Sometimes there's too many, and I end up having like 3 videos up, and I usually try. LeVeon might make one of our starting running backs downgraded to a handcuff, possibly. It could happen, Dark. Sell Gurley, absolutely. Sell him high, though. You can sell him high. Would you have a receiver over Mike? Would you have any receiver over Michael Thomas? Hopkins, Adams, are all very arguable. Rate Chark, McLaurin, and Ridley, and Miles Sanders. For Ridley and Sanders, sorry. Chark and McLaurin for Ridley and Miles Sanders? Are you smoking some crazy homemade Kool-Aid bong, bro? What the hell are we talking about here? Chark, McLaurin for Ridley and Sanders? First of all, most people would probably take either one of those individually over Chark and McLaurin. So the fact that you're getting Ridley and Miles Sanders, like the 2, I like Chark and McLaurin, but you're getting the 2 better players in the deal. You're getting 2 of them? Who's doing that? Whoever's doing that.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
You take a victory lap if you're getting Ridley and Sanders, bro, and you tell that person to
take a lap.
Take a big old lap, dude. They took a big old dump on their team after that trade. Jeez, I'll rate that a 1 dump out of 100. 0 dumps. I wouldn't even give him a dump, bro. I'd give him 0 dumps out of 100 on that trade. Live stream tomorrow before waivers. Probably not tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. Bell's going back to Pittsburgh. We're going to start doing that. I'm going to start rating your trades with a dump. And I'll get a dump emoji and drop it on here. I'm looking for a couple ideas for any more little bobbleheads. I think Christian McCaffrey deserves to be up there. Probably Mahomey. Probably get Mahomey up there. Maybe Josh Allen. Trying to think some of my bold predictions. So if you have suggestions, let me know. Wipe your feet, hit the like button, subscribe, says Big Timer. Definitely sub to the show if you're new. Like, first and foremost, go sub to the show. Don't be rude. Wipe your feet, hit the like button. Is Adam Thielen worth keeping? Of course. What do you mean keeping? Keeping over what? JD, QB Stafford, Dalvin, Josh Jacobs, I assume, Gibson, Gaskin, LeVeon. Why does everybody say Gaskins? I don't know why. JD, people do it. People do it. JD, people. A lot of people say Gaskins when it's Gaskin. I don't know. He's got big hands. It's Gaskin, but Gaskin, LeVeon, Galladay, Boyd, Hollywood, Hooper. Any ideas on who I should trade for? You could sell high on Josh Jacobs if you wanted to. Past that, man, I mean, Galladay's not playing up to his potential yet, so you're not going to get what you deserve. You could trade Tanyan probably on the high, but past that, you can't trade Dalvin. You don't want to trade Dalvin, but you can't trade him. You should have got Madison, bro. I've been preaching it all offseason. You cannot walk out of a draft with Cook and not Madison. But you have, Bell. If Bell signs somewhere great, you'll have good trade bait there. But the only trade player you have, the trade piece you have right now is Josh Jacobs, because you can maybe sell him high. Everyone else is not playing high enough to sell him, and you don't want to sell somebody on the low. Thank you for the super chat, JD. I have Adam Thielen and Allen Robinson. Is there any players I should trade them for or keep them? Okay, I would go after MT if you can. I'd go after Christian McCaffrey. I'd go after Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the cheap, bro. People are freaking out about him. You could probably, some leagues, I'm sure they veto it, but some leagues would probably allow you to, or some guy would probably get rid of Clyde right now for Thielen, the way Thielen's playing. So you might have to give up more, but try that. Who do you sell Josh Jacobs for? Adams, MT. Give up more, McCaffrey. I'd probably do some 2-for-1s. I'd do like a quarterback, like if you lost, let's say, Dak, and you had Jacobs. You could do like a Mahomes and Chark, for Jacobs or something like that. Or if you want to go running back, you could go Mahomes and who's a running back we could throw in the mix here? Gibson, Mahomes and Gibson for Jacobs. Mahomes and, I don't know, Drake. That's the weird thing. People will trade Drake right now. If you're going to buy low on Drake, buy low on Drake with a bigger, like another upgrade, because then it becomes like expendable. Like if you traded Jacobs for Mahomes and Drake. Let me put that on the screen because I feel like this is a pretty darn good example. So if you lost Dak and own Jacobs, you trade Jacobs for and someone for Mahomes and Drake. Now, not everybody's going to trade Mahomes, so we'll even use Lamar. We'll use Lamar because no one's going to trade Mahomes right now. Lamar and Drake. You could pull that off. So someone small. I think this is a perfect example of what you could go do in a trade right now if you own Jacobs. You could sell Jacobs and someone small for Lamar, who people are freaking out about. Maybe they have a Herbert. Maybe they have a Cam. Maybe they have an A-Rod because they listen to the show. And they're good, like, I'm getting rid of Lamar. I'm cutting ties. I'm getting rid of Drake. I'm cutting ties. This is a home run swing. If you lost Dak, you need to swing for the fences, right? I like this kind of move. I think this move has a lot of risk to it, but it has a lot of upside. Equal parts risk, equal parts reward. And, this would be a great move. Mark Cleveland with the super chat. Thank you, kind sir. Do you think Ekeler will bounce back this season 100, or is someone you don't take a chance with? I got offered Julio. I have Zeke and Mostert and at running back. I take Julio in a heartbeat for Ekeler because I worry that Ekeler won't be back fully for a while. Now, the reports could be wrong, Mark. We're hearing a lot of weird reports and chatter that aren't being posted on big name news wires. We're hearing them on like social media, and people are saying they heard him say something on a live stream. I don't have any hardcore like reported trusted media sources that are saying that he ripped the hamstring off the bone or something. So I don't want to say that and it not be the case, because it could be total rumor mill stuff. But yeah, Marlon, a lot of people are saying it's really bad. My fear is that it will be true and it will be very, very bad and you won't be able to get anything for him. So if you can get Julio, who's hurt right now, you could get Godwin or anybody like that, even if you have to give up a tiny bit more, I would do it in a heartbeat, kind of step out of that risky situation and into a much safer option. So Mark, I would definitely make that trade if you can make that happen. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I just traded Jerick McKinnon and Fant. Here's another one by Julian. Thank you, Julian. And Mark, thank you, Mark. And Jason, I got you on here, Jason. You're in the queue. You're in the queue, Jason. Traded Jerick McKinnon and Fant for Ronald Jones. I have Smith, the Titans, and Kittle, tight end. I have Carson, J-Rob, Singletary for backs with, let's see, Lindsey and Waiver. Okay, good trade. McKinnon and Fant for Ronald. Yeah, I like that because McKinnon's got a shelf life, just like Mike Davis does, just like all, Madison has a lot of, huge value, though, different kind of value because he's a super handcuff, I call him. But, I think that Ronald Jones has a better shot at being the guy longer because Mike Davis, or McKinnon, is, Mostert's already back. Even if they share carries for a little bit, I just think that it's safer to go Ronald Jones. So I do like that. I appreciate your super chat, and I think that'll work out for you. But I would shop Ronald Jones on the high. My eyes are bloodshot. Oh, God. So tired. Julian. Hey, Smitty. Hollywood or Chark as a 3-4. Right now, Hollywood's healthy. Chark isn't, so I'd probably go Hollywood. But I like Chark a little bit more if they're both healthy and on the field. But, right now, you got to go with the healthy guy. Ridley, Woods, Fuller, running back, Ekeler, Mixon, Gurley, Monty, Gaskin, Swift, Schultz, Goddard. My tight end is bad. Schultz isn't that awful, but I guess right now he's kind of questionable, I guess. What should I trade to improve? Should have sold Mixon high. Do what we're saying with Ekeler. Try and get rid of Ekeler for a Julio who's hurt or a Godwin who's hurt. That's probably a lot faster returning than Ekeler. Sell Gurley on the high. I would sell Gurley on the high. You could sell Gurley and Fuller for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, bro. So try something like that. Unfortunately, I can't put links in the chat. They get auto-blocked. MT said, sorry, MT. Can't wait to see Moss on Monday. I'm still watering that seed. Zach Moss is going to take some time. And if you guys can't wait, make sure you monitor him and stay on top of it. Don't let someone else grab him. Moss is going to be watered. If Ekeler is worse than they thought, Bell to the Chargers makes sense. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Doobie. It definitely could happen. Who should you trade Miles Sanders for? Mike Thomas. Give more and get Christian McCaffrey. I get McCaffrey. That'd be my favorite move. Gurley and Chark for Clyde. Absolutely. Go do that. We talked about it earlier, and I don't know if you missed it, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire is on pace for 1,600 plus total yards. He's on pace for 54 plus receptions. And yes, he's got the one touchdown, but there were multiple touchdown opportunities that weren't his fault that he missed out on between week 1 and now. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is on pace for 1,600 plus total yards and 54 receptions. That's all you need to know. He is a goal line guy. He has a nose for the end zone. He will be fine once he starts finding his touchdowns, which I believe he will, in that offense that scores a lot of touchdowns. And it's been very, very situationally weird for Clyde at times. It's going to be big time for Clyde. 1,600 total yards. That's what pace he's on right now. Mahomes gets the Falcons defense championship week 16. Thielen and Edmonds for Sanders. I would do that. I like Thielen, but I like Sanders more. 2 QB league, I was offered McCaffrey for Brady and Carson. I take McCaffrey. If you're 5-0 and you have another quarterback, at least one elite quarterback, but maybe even a potential second option, dude, I do that in a heartbeat. Where are the Smitty's Army at? What's that mean? What's that even mean, bro? Hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. Subscribe if you're new. Thielen and Drake for Clyde. Absolutely. I take Clyde all day long. On pace for 1,600 total yards and 54 receptions. People need to stop freaking out. There'll be no bigger buy low for me, I think, on the year than Clyde going into week 6. Every week there's good buy lows, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire going into week 6, I'm going to do a show on it on Thursday night. It's going to be the Clyde Edwards-Helaire buy low show. It's going to piss a lot of people off because people think he's doing bad. People are like, why don't you calm down on the Clyde Edwards-Helaire stuff, Schmitty? I think it's time to maybe back off that. Oh, really? Okay, I'll just go ahead and do that then. Oh, thanks for guiding me on that. I appreciate that. I appreciate the help. I didn't know that he was doing so bad. I didn't realize 1,600 total yards on pace was really a bad thing. I didn't think 54 receptions. I thought that was cutting it. Smitty, we just formed a 12-team dynasty league. We just drafted. The league is called Smitty's Army. Oh, pretty sweet. Pretty sweet, Joe. Who's winning? I'm weak at running back. What can I get for Hopkins? You could get a lot for Hopkins, bro. You could get Clyde and Chark for Hopkins. You could get Christian McCaffrey for Hopkins, bro. You could get Drake and Golladay. Drake and maybe, MT. People are dire right now. AJ Brown or Kenny Golladay rest of season. I'm going to go with Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay by a little bit. You missed my super chat. Sorry, Greg. I don't know how I missed it. It's crazy. You missed my super chat. I have Jacobs on a bye. Do I make this trade? Jerry Jeudy for Antonio Gibson. Yes, I make that trade. I like that enough to do it no matter whether there's a bye week or not. I like Jerry Jeudy a lot, but I assume we're talking redraft. Even if we were talking dynasty, Gibson's got dynasty value too. But I assume we're talking redraft, and I'd say that I'd rather have Gibson on the year over Jerry Jeudy. And I love Jerry Jeudy, but he's going to be like that. He's a rookie. So will Claypool. CeeDee Lamb maybe less so at times because he's so good at creating his own opportunities. But I think with Dalton there, like if it was Dak, I would tell you that CeeDee Lamb's the one rookie wide receiver immune to having ups and downs. Like he just feels immune to it. But now with Dalton, I don't know. Need another QB with Dak out. Where do you think Herbert will finish the rest of the season? I think top like 7 to 10 pretty easily. His schedule looks pretty good. Definitely pick him up. I'd drop my whole wad on him, Jordan, if you're in need, because he's worth it. You know who else was worth dropping your entire load on? Mike Davis. And I tell people that if you got $100 blind bid amount of money, I told a lot of people to go drop $100 on Mike Davis. I actually told people that week to go trade for $1 extra in a trade because some leagues allow you to trade for your blind bid dollars. You can add them into a trade. And if you just ask for one measly little dollar from somebody early on before week 1, you can be the only person with $101. And then if a player comes around, and there's always one player, 2 players, maybe 3, but always one player a year that can win a league for you, that can be that difference maker, and it was Mike Davis. We thought it could have been Hines. It wasn't. We thought it could have been a couple different players like Benny Snell. It wasn't. It was Mike Davis. But we knew it was going to be one of those 3 guys most likely. And damn, Mike Davis has been dropping massive amounts of points, and they throw this guy like crazy. All right, now I'm out of here. I appreciate all of you. Please hit the thumbs up on your way out the door. If I missed any super chats, will you please email me? But I think I got them all. Hollywood Shark, I got that one. Mark, I got that one. JM, thank you. I think I'm good. Hit the thumbs up on the way out the door. Subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys Thursday night. And when this video posts, it'll post with 0 comments. Please comment. Please like. Please ask me a question. Engage with the video. It'll be up on YouTube in 1 second, and I'll answer.